Coming up on Mountain News this morning, 6 people are now charged nearly 1 week after a violent brawl in downtown Cincinnati. And after more than 6 decades, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting will shut down operations.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Monday to you, Mountain family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this August 4th. It is just about 5 o'clock this morning and time for a check of our weather with Megan Dusmal. Megan, run us through what are we looking at for our week ahead?
Well, we're going to have a cooler than average start to your week. There's the good news there. And then we do have some chances for some showers and storms as we head through the next couple hours. So let's break that down for you. This morning, nice and calm on live pinpoint Doppler radar. Not a single drop of rain to be found. Now, as we head into those temperatures, that's where you're going to see a slight change in that forecast from what we saw last week. Instead of the upper 60s and low 70s, today we're sitting in those low to mid 60s. And we'll continue to see those temperatures warming up as we head into the afternoon. Still slightly below average as we're sitting in the low to mid 80s, and we'll gradually see those temperatures warming up as we head into the rest of your week. But here's a breakdown of Monday's forecast. High temperatures around 4 p.m. Amelia.
A Hamilton County judge has set bond for the 4th suspect linked to the violent attack in downtown Cincinnati last Saturday. Court records show Dominique Kittle's bond is set at $150,000. He's facing 1 count of assault in connection with the incident. In total, 6 people are now charged 1 week after that violent brawl. 3 of the 6 have already been arrested, while police are actively looking for the others. A London woman was arrested in Florida after trying to smuggle meth into Disney World. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says in May, Brandy Asher of London forgot that she had meth with her when Disney security found it while at the Transportation and Ticket Center. Asher pleaded not guilty to the 3rd-degree felony in June. Well, there aren't any major elections this year, but you wouldn't know it if you were in Western Kentucky Saturday. The annual Fancy Farm Picnic brought numerous political candidates to the small Graves County town. The food was largely the same for the 145th event, but the overall flavor of the political speaking was very different. WYMT's Phil Pendleton was there all day.
And the politics are even spicier.
The race to replace retiring U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell is not until next year.
I can't think of any place I'd rather be on the first Saturday in August than right here.
With no statewide races this year, all the attention is on 2026 and the candidates who want to fill the senior senator's seat.
I like to rag on Andy, but I got to give him some credit. He did something very, very smart, setting up his bank account in Kiev. I authored major parts of bills that President Trump signed into law to roll back destructive regulations on the economy. You can't stand up for American workers when the only experience you've had with them is firing them.
The only Democrat to speak was John Drew Williams, who says he'll try to defeat James Comer next year.
Because I am here for you. When elected, I will vote based on that community-gathered data, not my own opinion.
We folks in rural towns, we have a thing that many reporters and most Democrats have never heard of. And that's a thing called common sense.
This year's picnic was a lot different in a lot of respects, namely because of a lot of the high-profile Democrats chose not to be here. And also, this was the very first time that there was a woman MC for the first time in this event's 145 years. Kentucky Chamber President Ashley Watts had some zingers of her own.
So I live in Frankfort, which is about a 4-hour drive, but it wasn't that bad. Thanks to the General Assembly and my friend Congressman Jamie Comer, I never even had to leave the 1st Congressional District.
And 39. Politics aside, the picnic also has bingo to barbecue, and everyone can agree on that.
It's just super special to have traditions that go on for so long. I think it's super rare to have something like this.
A unique event where so many people get in on the act. In Graves County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
While the political stump speaking gets so much attention at Fancy Farm, the picnic's sole mission is to raise money through food, fundraisers, raffles, and other events for the St. Jerome Catholic Church. Well, after more than 6 decades, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting will shut down operations. It follows a controversial federal rescissions package passed by Congress in July that cut funding to public broadcasting. The nonprofit is the largest single source of funding for public media outlets like PBS and NPR. Funding will end September 30th. President Donald Trump again alleged that job numbers from the Department of Labor were manipulated as he maintains the economy is flourishing. He spoke about that and addressed other matters while leaving his New Jersey golf club where he spent the weekend. CBS News correspondent Jared Hill reports from New York.
President Donald Trump is back at the White House after defending his decision to fire the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics on Friday, citing a weaker than expected July jobs report that showed only 73,000 jobs created, plus downward revisions to numbers from May and June.
We'll be announcing a new statistician sometime over the next 3-4 days. We had no confidence. I mean, the numbers were ridiculous, what she announced.
The president also said his updated tariffs, set to take effect Thursday, will benefit the economy. He's also considering a tariff payment to some Americans. Some of the hardest hit nations, like Canada, which is facing a 35% tariff, say negotiations will continue. The country's trade minister on Face the Nation.
What we've said to our American counterparts is, how can we structure the right agreement where we can both continue to supply one another?
Pivoting to the Middle East, President Trump said the U.S. will provide more aid to ease starvation in Gaza.
We want the people fed.
This comes as the president says Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff might tackle Russia's war in Ukraine next, after visiting an aid distribution site in Gaza on Friday. He could also head to Russia next week. Over the weekend, President Trump tangled with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, with the president sending Republican senators home as they were nearing a deal with Democrats on confirming administration nominees.
We were getting close on a whole lot of issues, and Donald Trump just pulled the rug out from under people.
The Senate is now in a month-long recess. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Well, the Senate did confirm some nominees this weekend, including the new U.S. District Attorney for the District of Columbia, former Fox News host Jenny Perot. Well, as regulation rollbacks continue, the U.S. is set to lose a critical tool in climate research. The National Science Foundation plans to shut down the Nathaniel B. Palmer, America's only research ship capable of reaching the farthest parts of Antarctica in the Southern Ocean. This would end 60 years of continuous U.S. icebreaker missions in the region. More than 170 scientists have urged the foundation and Congress to reverse course. Kentucky schools aren't the only ones banning cell phones in classrooms this year. School districts in Tennessee are now enforcing the same rules. Teachers are preparing their classrooms for their respective first days back. One new rule is a ban that also keeps tablets and smartwatches out of the classroom, the goal being to help students better focus on learning.
You're going to see a lot of issues with cell phones. That's a big change, I think, for this incoming school year. A lot of kids are going to be upset with it. We understand some parents are going to be upset because they want their kid to have a cell phone. So you'll see it diminish that. And the promise is the kids will perform better academically. Will they? We'll find out this year.
Teachers in Tennessee would also be tasked with checking if a student sneaks in a phone and then taking those away. Well, school is set to start back soon for some students. Some will not be returning to Verdunville Elementary in Logan County, West Virginia. Students and staff will temporarily relocate to Omar Elementary for the upcoming school year. Officials say this decision was made for safety concerns related to a rock slide that shut the school down for several weeks last year. Transportation cabinet officials say crews will install a drainage structure in Breathitt County. As a result, Kentucky 3068 will be closed starting today. The project, it's part of a project to widen Kentucky 15. The road will be closed near the intersection of Kentucky 15 and Kentucky 1812 in the vicinity of Citizens Bank and Trust. That closing expected to last about 2 months. Well, thanks for getting your day started with us on Mountain News this morning at 5:08. You can add rhinestones to a lot of things, even your hair. But what if you had a tool that did that for you? Less hassle and more sparkle.
And temperatures are going to stay cooler as you start off the week.